What is going on, y'all? I'm back. LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame Leaks. I'm back. I'm excited. Remember, love yourself, no exception. So look, like I said, I'm back. I'm back with another hot episode for you guys. LYNX Live. It's still Gemini season. We still outside, very much so. And in the meantime, while you outside, make sure that you run over to SoundCloud and run over to YouTube. Type in DAME LYNX and hit subscribe, share. That way you can keep up with everything I got going on. You know you're going to need some mixes to ride around to for the summer, so make sure you on that SoundCloud. And got to pat myself on the back. I've been getting the videos uploaded to YouTube. So, I mean, it's going to be a productive summer this year. I'm not playing around. That's one thing my birthday always does for me. It just kind of makes me reset and just kind of take a look at the progress that I made, what goals I've set for myself, and how I'm navigating that. And so it's always just kind of like a little mid-year check-in for me. So shout out to the Geminis. I know y'all, we love to pop out for our birthday, but I know as soon as June ends, we're going to be right back inside. Well, actually, no, we tend to stay out the whole summer, actually. So you'll probably see us through August, September, and we'll start dwindling back inside. Anyway, LYNX Live. Look, you know we're going to keep it PC today. We're going to be talking about some albums that are turning 20 years old. And we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, my personal experience with a lot of these projects that are turning 20 this year. And we're going to get into the BET Awards. BET Awards aired last week. We're going to do a little review of that. But real quick, let's just jump into Music Bites. New releases. So I ain't even going to hold you. I do have some tracks or some records that I have really had on repeat. Our girl Asayan, she dropped the EP. Why do I not have the title here? I don't know. But either way, make sure you check out Asayan's EP. I really like it. I love the song What's Up With It. That's the single. And I've been rocking with Asayan for a minute. So I like the project that she dropped. Tamar Braxton actually gave us a record not too long ago. I think this record's probably about a month or so old. But I have had it on repeat. I cannot stop listening to it. It's called You On You. And it's a vibe. I think that people don't recognize Tamar's track record when it comes to songs. Tamar don't have a bad record. Even on the first album that she doesn't like to claim, there's not a lot of bad records on there. Tamar does not have a bad record. So You On You has been on repeat. Another song that I stumbled across, Ira Star and Wizkid, Give Me That. That song is so infectious. I cannot stop listening to it. I listen to it like 3 times in a row whenever I play it. It's a really sexy song. Tiana Taylor's back. I love her new single, Long Time. I just wish it was longer. The song is only a minute and a half. Tiana, you could have let that instrumental ride out a little bit longer because I really like the record. So I have to listen to it 5 times to kind of get full off of it because it's so short. And you know what? Another thing, Sierra, I may have to walk back what I said about your Ecstasy record because the remix with Normani and Tiana is fire. It actually made me love the song so much more. So yeah, I like that record too. That's pretty new. Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 6 last week. I haven't heard it yet, but you guys do not like it. What's wrong with the Wayne album? I woke up when it dropped and everyone was just talking about how horrible it was. Pitchfork gave it an album review and rated it a 2.6. I haven't heard it yet. I don't typically run to Wayne when he drops, so that's probably why. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the Wayne project? It can't be that bad. I mean, anyway, before we get into the BET Awards, I'm going to review some of the latest trending pop culture topics. Let me start over. Before we get into the BET Awards, I'm going to review some of the latest trending pop culture topics, and I need y'all to let me know if you care or not. So we're going to play Do We Care? I'll let you guys know what I think. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. So First headline, Ice Spice joins SpongeBob. So Ice Spice is going to be making her animated film debut in the SpongeBob movie, the new one that's coming out. She's going to be voicing a new character, and she's going to be submitting a song to the soundtrack, which is pretty kind of like a full circle moment for Ice Spice, because, you know, her first big record was Bikini Bottom, which was inspired by the SpongeBob song or something like that. So do we care about that? I care. I still love Ice Spice. I know y'all like to hate on my girl, but that is still my girl. So I'm definitely checking for Ice Spice in the SpongeBob movie and the single. So quit hating on Ice Spice. She's clearly not going nowhere. All right. Lil Baby recently started the tour for Wham, started the Wham World Tour or the Wham US Tour, whatever. He started his tour for Wham for the album he dropped earlier this year. And at one of the meet and greets, a fan literally passed out in front of Lil Baby at his Wham tour meet and greet. This was in Atlanta. The rapper ended up catching her mid-fall, but she still... Sorry about that, y'all. She still ended up hitting the ground. I don't know what I would do if I'm at a meet and greet and someone just passes out in front of me. I definitely care about this because we don't want... This lady looked a little older. So she clearly was excited to see Lil Baby. But yes, we do care about this, and apparently the lady is okay. We definitely care about that. The iconic Noah's Ark is returning. So after 20 years, Noah's Ark, the movie, is dropping on Paramount on June 20th. That's coming up this week. The original cast is going to be in it. And, you know, it's going to have the typical storyline. I don't know what this new movie is going to be about, but you guys know I care about the Noah's Ark movie. Huge fan. And I think this reunion is long overdue. So a lot of people are excited about that. All right, let's get into some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea real quick. A lot is going on over there on Bravo, okay? So Porsha Williams wins big in the divorce. So let's backtrack a little bit. You know, Porsha and Simon are going through a divorce, and then Simon was detained by ICE. Well, he was released and immediately deported. So he's gone. He's out. The judge went ahead and enforced the prenup that Simon and Porsha had together, and now Porsha is entitled to $40,000 a month in alimony. She'll also get to keep their house until she decides to sell it. So she'll get to keep that for a couple years. He'll still have to pay for that until they decide if she wants to stay in the house or if she wants to sell it. I think she should just sell it. Do I care about this? No. For obvious reasons. Porsha always get the lick, man. She learned her lesson after her first divorce, so she's getting paid. And I just think it was trifling how her and Simon got together. I'm sorry. Y'all let Porsha get away with murder. I don't. All right. What's the next? Oh God, Ralph and Drew are beefing. So y'all know Ralph and Drew are going through a divorce. Ralph is living in the basement of the home. So a lot of their tea has been spilling this season on, as the season's airing, we're seeing a lot of their stuff air out online. So the most recent thing, well, aside from allegedly Ralph sneaks his new woman in the basement, Ralph leaked text messages that seemingly implied that Drew and the WNBA player Ty Young actually had more than just a platonic friendship. He leaked text messages, photos. He also said that him and Drew worked together to make up storylines for the show. Look, Ralph, you gotta stop. I do care about this because I love me some Drew. But listen, it's getting messy over there with Ralph and Drew. We're gonna hope that this divorce settles pretty soon and they can go ahead and go their separate ways and leave each other alone. But Ralph, this is kind of weak. I don't agree with him doing that. Now, also over there in Atlanta, they recently filmed the reunion, and there was a lot of talk around that because neither Kenya Moore nor Britt Eady showed up to the reunion. So they released the seating chart and there was no Britt Eady. A lot of people were hoping that Kenya would be brought back because, you know, she was dismissed in the middle of the season for the whole revenge porn situation. Well, from what we hear, Brit decided a couple of days before the reunion not to show up. And she also released a statement saying that the pictures that Kenya exposed of her were not actually her. She said she had never even seen the pictures. Now, mind you, she had left the event before Kenya put her poster board up with those new pictures up there. And so Brit is claiming that the pictures are not her. And she's also suing Bravo. So a lot of people are confused. I'm confused because Kenya ended up getting fired. You got Kenya Moore fired over some pictures that are not even yours. So you guys, let me know what you think about that. Brit just didn't show up. And I also think that Brit didn't show up because there was a lot that she was going to have to answer to. I don't think Brit enjoyed filming at all. I think Brit got a bad rap. And so she's just over it. Mind you, this stuff was filmed almost 2.5 years ago at this point. So it's old news. So, but I am upset that Brit didn't show up because it kind of just, to me, it makes the whole season lame now because we have all this unresolved weird stuff going on. There's already no Kenya. She's off the show. She's not at the reunion to speak her piece and have her and Brit hash it out. Brit's not there to answer for a lot of the things that she's done this season. So yeah, I think it makes the whole season lame now because she chose not to show up. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. All right, my boy Jussie Smollett. My baby is free. All right, he finally settles with Chicago. A few years ago, he had the whole hate crime hoax thing that he pulled off, and he's been trying to beat that case and settle that so he doesn't have to do any jail time. So he has actually agreed to pay $50,000 to charity to settle Chicago's lawsuit over his alleged hate crime hoax. The city originally wanted $130K, but this deal lets both parties just move on. It's been 6 years since this has been going on, so I definitely care because I'm just excited for my boo to come home. So me and Jussie were happy. We wrote our check for $50K, and we're good to go. All right, lastly, over there at the Grammys. So the Grammys are shaking things up a little bit. They have introduced 2 new categories. One of them is best album cover, which I like that idea. It'll give people, especially in the streaming age, ways to be more creative with their cover art. That was the big thing about buying CDs before, is the cover art in the booklet, and we don't get that anymore. But yeah, I like the idea of the Grammys now acknowledging the best album cover. I know that's gonna cause a lot of shit for y'all. You artists out there. And then also the best country album has been split into 2 separate categories. They've got the best contemporary country album and the best traditional country album. This is off of, all of the hoopla around Beyonce winning best country album this year. And some people think that this is a racist move by the Grammys. I actually like the idea. I think that it progresses the genre because I think that country music is about to move to the forefront. And, traditional country has a certain sound, but once the genre grows, I think that adding a contemporary category gives newer artists, an opportunity to be recognized for their contribution to the evolution of the genre. I'm still thinking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Listen to me. I think that, in order for the genre to evolve, all genres have to evolve at some point, and country has been the same way the whole time. So if they don't want to let, the newer artists in with their new sound, let's just create another category that recognizes, what they've got going on. So I like the idea. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. All right, that's going to be it from Music Bites. We're going to get into some more music, and we'll be right back with some reality. We're going to be talking about the BET Awards, all right? Grab your drinks.